All right, so we are now shifting our focus to another update we are getting for you at this point in time, and the last rites of singer Zubeen Garg are currently underway, and those are the visuals that we are getting for you, where thousands of people, in fact, have come to pay their last respects for the popular singer Zubeen Garg, and his body, in fact, was kept since Sunday for fans, well-wishers, as well as celebrities to pay their homage. And we are also getting to know that some prominent politicians, in fact, have also arrived to pay their last respects. And just look at the visuals here. And the kind of influence he had on the people, not just of the Northeast, but across India, how, he is going to be remembered for the popular songs he gave and, the songs that really touched the hearts of people across India and the world. And all those people, in fact, from different states have also, in fact, gathered to pay their last respects. And those are the first set of visuals we are getting for you at this point in time. The last rites are now going to be held, and lakhs, in fact, we are getting to know, have gathered to pay tribute. Rucha is joining us on the phone line for more on this. Rucha, the Assam Chief Minister himself had, come to personally receive the mortal remains of Zubeen Garg in Delhi. Okay, I think we've lost that line. We'll try and reconnect with her in just a bit. But this is the latest update, viewers, we are getting for you. Zubeen Garg, popular singer, died on September 19 in Singapore. He was 52 years old. The cause of death was listed as drowning. His body was then flown to Guwahati, where lakhs of fans, in fact, gathered to pay their tributes. And Sunday, the mortal remains were kept so that everybody who loved him, everybody whose heart was touched by his songs, can come and pay their last respects. Second post-mortem was conducted on Tuesday with doctors at AIIMS Guwahati present there. And singer's final journey, in fact, is now going to begin. The mortal remains were taken in a flower-decked ambulance earlier as thousands walked in to pay their respects. And he will be, in fact, cremated with full state honors near a village in Guwahati. That's what we are getting to know. And all educational institutions, we're also learning, in Assam will remain closed today for his final rites. And those are the visuals that we are getting for you right now. His, Rucha is joining us live right now for more on this. Rucha, we can see in the visuals lakhs of fans, well-wishers, friends, family members of Zubeen Garg have come to pay their last tribute to Zubeen Garg.
The final journey of the popular singer Zubeen Garg began on Tuesday, and we saw how lakhs of people had gathered there, friends, families, as well as a lot of his fans also gave their tribute to him. And we saw how the Chief Minister was also vocal about it, about the loss. And even the fans are not ready yet to accept what has happened. And people are completely disturbed, especially his fans. He was the most followed artist, and whatever happened was very tragic when he was only 52-year-old and only had gone to Singapore to enjoy the water activity, water sport, which ended very badly. And he went there on September 17, where nobody was expecting that something like this could happen. Even while he was going out there, he first wore the life jacket, and later he realized that it was uncomfortable, but only to enjoy the water sport, he took it off, and the situation turned bad, and he then lost his life. It's very hurtful, and it's very disturbing for his fans, his friends and family to accept this loss, and they are still not ready to accept it and to give him the tribute and to see him for the last time. Lakhs of people have gathered there in Assam to see him for the last time.
Well, that's right. In fact, Assam Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sarma, who's also at the crematorium site to attend Zubeen's last rites, has also put out a post on social media platform X, Rucha, saying the final goodbye to the legend, beloved Zubeen. You will always be alive in our hearts and thoughts. And you know, clearly this shows how many fans he really had, how he touched so many hearts because of the kind of performances he delivered as a singer. And of course, who can forget the most popular Ya Ali song? Rucha? All right, we'll try and reconnect with Rucha and also try and reconnect with some more experts to get you, you know, an update on Zubeen Garg, because clearly, you know, this is being seen as a huge loss, this untimely death, as many have been calling it. Because, you know, of the circumstances in which he lost his life in Singapore. And now, as we can see in the visuals, there are lakhs of fans, in fact, who have gathered at the crematorium, in fact, in a village near Guwahati to pay their last respects. And Assam Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sarma has also confirmed that the state government is going to build at least 2 memorials in his honor. Now, remember, he lost his life in Singapore on 19th of September due to drowning after he went swimming without a life jacket. And now, you know, there is, of course, going to be the final rites that are going to take place in Guwahati, in a village near Guwahati. And those are the first visuals we are getting for you. And at the same time, reports indicating that the Assam CID is also investigating complaints of foul play filed against festival organizers and the singer's manager as well. As a mark of respect, we are getting to know that all educational institutions in Assam will remain closed today for his final rites. And those are the first set of visuals that we are getting for you, wherein people have come out in large numbers to pay their last respect for their beloved singer, Zubeen Garg. Assam Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sarma, in fact, yesterday had said that even though he personally did not endorse the idea of a second post-mortem, but the state government had given its consent to do so on the demands from certain sections of people from the state of Assam. He also said that post-mortem report cannot be better than Singapore than Guwahati. As a Zubeen fan, in fact, he put out a post also on social media platform X saying, as a Zubeen fan, personally, he does not endorse the idea of a second post-mortem on his body. But as Chief Minister, people's sentiments hold more weight than his opinion. Hence, the government has given a consent to cut open his body and do a second post-mortem. And now we are also getting to know that there are going to be 2 memorials that will be built in his honor as well by the government of Assam. Anamika, who's joining us on the phone line for more on this. Anamika, take us through the live visuals that we are getting for our viewers. Give us more details about the final journey of singer Zubeen Garg.
Yes. His main model has just got into Sonapur Cremation ground, and you can see the visuals which I have sent you, that gatherings of the people are there. 85 family members, including relatives and his colleagues are here. And Union Minister Kiran Rijiju is here representing the PM of India, Narendra Modi, and Union Minister Sarvananda Sonowal is also here. Chief Minister CM Himanta Biswa Sarma paid tribute, and straight right now his wife Garima Saikia Garg is paying the last tribute, and the massive gathering of the people over here, more than lakhs of people have been gathered in this particular place. And with these visuals, I will like to mention that within short period of time after this paying tribute rituals will be over, and after that his final rituals, the rites to fire will start. And here many police officials are also here, and a massive gathering of people. And on the back side of the place, back-to-back fans are so much excited to just see one last time Zubeen Garg, and singer Papun is also present over here to see one last time here, and the opposition leader Devbrata Shaikya is also present over here, and a massive gathering of the people. And let me tell you one more thing, this particular place in Kamakuchi, Sonapur, where this cremational ground has been set, and after the rituals where the rituals of fire will also be concluded, and after that the wall brick will be made over this particular area, and the area will be surrounded by this particular brick walls, and this memorial of Zubeen Garg will be made up on this particular place only. Right. And 21 gunfire will be given to in this tribute. We are showing you live straight visuals from here.
Right.
And his father, 85 years old father, he have just reached over here, and it was not been sure that whether he can come over here or not, but fortunately and somehow he managed to come over in this particular ground, and it's very sad to see his father over here paying last tribute to his son. And as we told you that second post-mortem was also done in GMCH, and his mortal remain just straight away in front of us, and the last rituals are being performing. Everyone, well-wishers, his family members are paying the floral tribute for the one last time. This renowned face, the heartbeat of Assam will be seen, and after that, the rituals of fire.
Of the father, their extremely emotional moment for the father of Zubeen Garg and the family members of Zubeen Garg as well. Anamika, I'm just requesting you to please stay on with us. I will come back to you. Let me also go across to Ashok Pandit, filmmaker who is joining us on the broadcast. Thank you very much for speaking with us here on Times Now, Mr. Ashok Pandit. Your thoughts on what we are seeing right now? Clearly, India has lost, an amazing singer. It was an untimely death, as many have been calling it, but that's how life really is. Your thoughts this morning?
Well, I, on behalf of the industry, express my condolences, and see, we have no words to express our condolences, as the way we have lost this icon of the country. He was an icon of India. India was proud of him. And we all loved him. It's the way it proves the way lakhs of people have gathered to bid him goodbye. It proves his talent, his magic, his aura, his everything. As a personality, he was such a simple man. He was such a down to earth person, and then talent-wise, nobody could beat him. And he really gave a very big mark of his presence in the industry. People used to really adore him. And what is shocking is the way he has gone. That's not being digested. We are not really believing it even now. Today, after this day also, we feel that he'll come back, that kind of a thing. Because nobody expected this to happen. In fact, nobody expects death to come to him. But the point is, he was really hearty. He was entertaining people. He was like a saint. He was like a
accident in Singapore on the 19th of September. His sudden death has left Assam and the entire nation in mourning. From evergreen hits like Ya Ali to soulful Assamese tracks, Zubeen's songs defined an era and touched millions of hearts across the country. On your screens are pictures of the final journey. Scores and scores of people have come out. With tears in their eyes, they are bidding farewell to a voice that redefined Assam's music landscape. Zubeen has embarked on his last journey. He passed away in Singapore on the 19th of September. The entire state of Assam has opened its arms. The government announced full state honors for his cremation. Even a second post-mortem was ordered in Guwahati to ensure there is transparency after questions that were raised. The Guwahati Medical College and Hospital had conducted that post-mortem, and now his final journey is underway. Zubeen's mortal remains have been kept for public darshan at Bogeshwar Barua Sports Complex earlier. The procession will now move through the city, and the final journey is taking place in Kamarkochi NC village in Kamrup for the cremation with state honors. Union Minister Kiran Rijiju is paying his tribute to the legendary singer. These pictures show you the kind of grief that is overwhelming. Streets across the state have been choked with tearful fans. Markets were also shut. Daily life was paused as Assam is bidding its final farewell. There are reports that are describing how the city that came to a standstill, not out of any other emotion but love. Overwhelming grief on the streets. In multiple parts of the state, in places like Jorhat earlier, fans even came out on the highway. They were there for hours. They were also pleading that there should be a change in the funeral venue because they also wanted to be a part of this last journey. This is a reminder, viewers, of how Zubeen Da, as his fans called him, belonged to every town, every lane and every home in Assam. Take a look at these pictures once again. For one last time, Assam's favorite son, a legendary singer, he's being bid farewell. We're going to take you through the moments of the last final journey that is taking place. Let's cut across live. Viewers, these are pictures of Zubeen Garg's or Zubeen Da's final journey. The state is according him full honors. People from across walks of life, fans to netas, to mantris, to top officials, they've all come there to pay their final respects. The state has moved to preserve Zubeen's legacy. There are plans that are made for memorials and even efforts to digitally preserve his voice, because many say voices like his don't end, they echo. This is the final journey of Zubeen Garg. You can hear the kind of songs that people are singing in his memory too. There are mothers who are choked with tears and emotion. There are young ones who are standing there and who are remembering the happiness his music brought into their lives. The old are whispering his songs in his memory like it's a prayer. This is not just a final journey. This is the promise that people are making to keep Zubeen Da alive in every stage, every radio, and every moment. Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sarma paying his tribute to Zubeen Garg. Assam is bidding its farewell. They want to tell their favorite singer, stay in our music, stay in our memory, stay in our courage to dream. For the people of Assam, the message today is this: Zubeen Da, your stage was an entire state. Your audience was a generation. And now, as the curtains fall, as you embark on your final journey, your music will live on in our hearts. Top leaders have come in, people from across the state paying their tribute, full state honors being accorded to the legendary singer. These are pictures of the final journey, heartbreaking moments being seen with the family members paying their tribute. This moment that you're seeing on your screens will leave you with tears. Zubeen's wife bidding her final goodbye, holding on to his casket. A last message from a distraught wife to her loving husband. Full state honors being accorded to the legendary singer. These are last rites that are being held in Kamarkuchi, which is very close to Guwahati. Farewell, Zubeen Garg. These pictures are telling you about the overwhelming respect and love that people have for the legendary singer. For viewers who are just joining us on this broadcast, we are getting you live coverage of how Assam is in mourning as it bids its final farewell to Zubeen Garg, a voice that redefined the landscape of the state. Zubeen has embarked on his last journey. His fans fondly remember him as Zubinda. He passed away on the 19th of September in Singapore. The entire state has opened its arms. Full state honors have been announced by the state, and they are being accorded to Zubinda as he was lovingly remembered and as he was called. Because of the demands that came in from fans, a second post-mortem was also ordered that took place in the Guwahati Medical College before the final journey. Public has come out in large numbers. People are there paying their tributes. Emotional scenes of grief, scenes of love, and also respect. A tribute being given to Zubeen Garg, a singer whose voice meant so much to the state of Assam. With that, viewers, we have to take a short break. We'll be back with more news. Near Guwahati, this quiet hamlet, viewers, has become the heart of Assam's mourning. The entire state is bidding farewell to its beloved voice, Zubeen Garg. Today, Zubeen has embarked on his final journey. He's being cremated with full state honors in Kamarkuchi. A gun salute has been given. Thousands and thousands of fans and followers have gathered to pay their last respects. Over the last few days, we've seen how the entire state has been in mourning. This final journey began from Guwahati, where his body was first kept at the Sarusajai Stadium for public darshan. Through the night and into the morning, there were lakhs of fans who stood in long queues to catch one last glimpse of their Zubinda. As we speak, his final farewell and his last rites are being conducted as per tradition, as per rituals, and also after the state has accorded him full honors. Usha Tubji is joining us. Usha Tubji, a very emotional moment today. The entire state of Assam is in mourning. They are bidding farewell to Zubinda, a voice that redefined Assam's music landscape. As we bring our viewers these pictures, what is that one thing you would like to share about Zubeen?
Oh, it's so unreal. It sounds so absolutely unreal what's happening. Look at the thousands and lakhs of people who have come. And it's not just from Assam, It's all over the Northeast that he was so popular. So popular. He was a people's person, and he's really sang from his heart. And his body language was something else. The swagger that he had was just so good, so iconic, really so iconic. And so him, and so Zubeen, really. I mean, 1972 to 2025, is this real? Is this really, happening to a young lad like him? Last time I met him was at Bhupen Uzir's memorial, and he was coming from another show. I had gone in from Calcutta. He came from another show, and he was really late. And the first thing he said was, "I'm so sorry, Didi, to have kept you waiting." He told me, and then he spoke to Shanta Uzir, that is Bhupenda's wife, and said, I'm so sorry to have kept you waiting. I said, but no, the people are dying to hear you sing anyway, even if it was late. Thank you so much for coming. And everybody, was so, you can't imagine the hysteria when he gets onto the stage, really. And I've been at so many shows of his. I think we should now just forget about the sad way that he passed away. And it was really sad. Devastated. I was in Vellore when my musicians and myself heard about this news. And look at that. A funeral pyre to, for the last rites of Zubeen Garg. I can't. It's impossible for me, or I'm sure for anybody in our fraternity, to even imagine. He's just gone too soon, and gone with so much of work which was incomplete. Yes. Because when I say incomplete, when I say he was an activist, I don't mean politically. I mean he really loved the people of the Northeast, and he was all very, very proud of being a person from the Northeast and a Nahomia first, and an Indian, of course, an Indian.
Absolutely.
And he kind of brought, what shall I say, after Bhupen Hazarika, I think he's the only one who brought, it was not Bhupen Hazarika who brought everything of Assam to Gen Z, but I mean, to the new, what shall I say, the next generation. I mean, Zubeen Garg was something else. As I said, the way he dressed, the way he wore a hat, the way he wore different hats, the way he wore a jacket, the way his swagger, it was his and his alone.
Yes.
Nobody else could do that.
And today
though
an
he's
entire
sung in
state,
so many
Ushaji,
different languages.
as you remember, Zubeen, so does the entire state, and they are bidding a tearful goodbye. You've shared with us your last meeting, the details of your last meeting with him, and how he was apologetic about coming late, and the way he spoke to you and the way he made his audiences feel. Thank you so much for joining us today on this broadcast as we broadcast the live visuals of Zubeen's final journey. Udit Narayan ji is also with us on the phone line. Udit ji, this is the final journey of Zubeen Garg. Our state is in mourning. Thousands and thousands of people have come to bid a teary goodbye to Zubeen Garg. How would you like to remember him today?
About him, because आप देख सकते हैं कि he was so popular, very, very popular. And as a singer also, he was genuine singer, genius. And as a human being, what can I say about him? He was totally different kind of person, very humble, very nice, very genuine. The way लोग प्यार कर रहे हैं, देख रहे हैं, लास्ट राइट कितने लोग and I feel good के आसाम उनके लिए रो रहे हैं. नेचुरली हम लोग बॉलीवुड वाले भी बहुत feeling so bad के इतने such a small age, 52 years old he was, it is nothing, and shocking news,
Yes. Yes.
But what to say, what can I say more about him? जितनी तारीफ किया जाए कम है. Genuine, humble, he has his own voice,
Yes.
Individual
Yes.
voice he has, and the way he sang, the way he entertained people,
Right.
it was like a miracle.
Yes. Thank you so much, Udit ji, for joining us and speaking to us about Zubeen. For Assam viewers, this is a personal loss, as you can see in the visuals that we are bringing to you. Moments of Zubeen Garg's final journey. A career that spanned more than 3 decades. Zubinda, as he's lovingly called by his fans and those who love him, recorded over 38,000 songs in more than 40 languages and dialects. From Assamese ballads to Bollywood hits, his was a voice for every generation. We have to take a short break right now, but we'll be back with the live coverage.
Called Zubinda by his fans. You can see the visuals on your screens coming in, which get you a glimpse of the kind of popularity that he enjoyed. Unfortunately, he passed away in a tragic swimming incident which happened on Singapore on the 19th of September. Well, his sudden demise has left Assam as well as the entire world in mourning. From the evergreen hits of Ya Ali to the soulful Assamese tracks, Zubeen Garg's songs have defined an era. They have touched millions of hearts across India. And today, there is a tearful goodbye which is being bid by not just those in Assam, but also the whole world
to bid him a teary goodbye. These are the visuals that you can see coming in live from Kamrup in Assam, where his final journey has begun. As Assam bids a final farewell to its beloved son, the visuals there on your screens give you a glimpse of the popularity that he enjoyed. He may be gone, however, the legacy that Zubeen Garg has left behind is going to live on forever and ever. You can see the way that there is a funeral. His funeral is currently taking place at Kamarkuchi village in Assam's Kamrup district, which is very close to Guwahati. These are the visuals coming in from Kamarkuchi. Let me go across to Vidhu Dara Singh, who's joining us, an actor and a media personality. Vidhu Dara Singh, how would you like to react? The fact that Zubeen Garg may be no more. We have visuals of his funeral coming in, but let's not forget the legacy of Zubeen Garg will continue to live on.
Yes, absolutely. It's a wonderful, wonderful legacy that he's left behind. Somebody who's worked so hard and who's connected the whole country by singing in so many languages. He was multi-talented. He's gone too soon. It just shows that we all have to look after our health and be careful. Don't exert ourselves, because he sung a beautiful song about the heart. I remember in Krish movie, Dil ke baare mein humne baat ki, and we all must remember that look after your health. But Zubeen will live on because his songs that he sung so many in so many languages. He was a wonderful, talented singer. He's gone too soon, but he will live on forever and ever. You can see the love flowing for him across Assam and across the country, and everybody is shedding a tear for this wonderful human. It's sad.
Absolutely. It's a sad, sad day for not just Assam, but the entire nation, to bid goodbye to such a talented voice, the soul of Assam, as he was often called. Thank you so much, Vidhu Dara Singh, for speaking to us. In fact, you had the Chief Minister, Himanta Biswa Sarma. He too has posted about him. He has said that this one picture, he put out a picture of the cremation as well. He says the one picture which defines the life and times of Zubeen, one where he earned the affection and the love of the entire community in Assam, lived by his philosophy till the very end. Those are the visuals coming in, which you can see of how there were different scarves and stoles which were put on his coffin, the coffin that you can see on your screens. But what's very interesting, at the foot of the coffin, there are several scarves which have been put on it. Why are these scarves different and significant? It's because each scarf which has been put at the bottom of his coffin signifies a different tribe, a different community, not just in Assam, across the northeast. Which is why the Chief Minister has put out that picture of different stoles which represent different communities, not just of Assam, but the entire northeast, that people have put there as a mark of their respect, as a sign of their adulation. The Chief Minister, Himanta Biswa Sarma, has put out that picture of different scarves, different communities, which they represent, paying a final respect, a tearful final adieu to none other than the legend Zubeen Garg, who continues to live on in the legacy that he leaves behind. Well, Zubeen Garg, of course, was honored with a 21-gun salute as well before the final rites have begun. There are two separate memorial services which are going to be held by the state government of Assam as well. Let me go across to Rucha, who's joining us. Rucha, a tearful farewell which is being bid to Zubeen Garg. But it's very interesting to see how communities have been brought together, even in his death. We saw the Chief Minister put out a picture of different stoles which represent different communities, not just of Assam, across the whole of Northeast come together. This is one such talent which reminds us that at the end of it, it's no longer about which community a legend like Zubeen Garg belonged to, the fact that he was the son of India. One of the most talented singers, and everyone's coming out now and telling us about their own experiences of speaking to Zubeen Garg, the humility which always came out, the powerhouse of a talent which is of course undeniable, but also the fact that he was humble to the core. There are, of course, several others, such as Papon, who are all there right now at the funeral as well. They're attending the funeral. But remember, the singer Papon is known to be a very close friend of Zubeen Garg as well. Many of those singers, legends, are today there wishing him a final farewell. I'm going to go across to Rucha. Rucha, I was telling you that is interesting to see how all these communities today have come together to bid Zubeen Garg a final adieu. His music seems to have transcended across communities, across regions, even across the state's borders.
Not just his fans or not just people from the music industry, but people across all the fields in India have gathered there to bid him farewell, and where we are seeing several dignitaries, including Assam's Chief Minister Himanta Sharma, Union Minister Kiran Rijiju, former Assam CM Sarbanand Sonowal, and the singer's family, friends, and lakhs of fans have gathered for the last rites of Zubeen Garg. Nobody was expecting this could be end of an era. He is the most followed artist, most followed singer in Assam, and we can see from the number of people that have gathered to see him for the last time how he was loved from each and every fan of his. And we also saw not just his family or his close friends, but his fans were also crying after coming to know about this unfortunate incident. And the incident took place on 19th of September, where he had gone to Singapore for a long trip, and after just 2 days of his trip, this incident has happened, and it is very difficult for the fans, for the family to accept the loss, and for which now the last rites are taking place in Assam. And it's also important to note that not just Assami music, but for the Bollywood also, Zubeen has contributed lots of his songs. Ya Ali, one of the hits from Bollywood.
Absolutely. In fact, Rucha, I'll just come to you. You're talking about Ya Ali, but the kind of legacy that Zubeen Garg, of course, leaves behind. Let me go across to Harshdeep Kaur, another very popular singer who's joining us here on Times Now. Harshdeep Kaur ji, आपकी कोई इंटरेक्शन हुई थी जुबिन गर्ग से? उनके काम के बारे में तो बहुत कुछ जानते हैं लोग, मगर वो कैसे किस्म के इंसान थे?
When I first came to Mumbai, जो मैं first time कुछ गाना रिकॉर्ड करने आई थी, तो I had met आनंदराज आनंद, और उस वक्त माही वे एक गाना है जो कांटे का है, उसकी रिकॉर्डिंग चल रही थी, और उसमें कुछ बहुत ही खूबसूरत आलाप गाने की आवाजें आ रही थी ना, मेल वॉइस, और वो एक ऐसी आवाज थी जो आपको अपनी तरफ खींच रही थी. एंड आई जस्ट पीप्ड इट इनटू द स्टूडियो, तो देखा कि वहां पर एक बहुत ही यंग, बहुत ही हैंडसम लड़के गा रहे हैं, और मैं बिलीव ही नहीं कर रही थी कि इतनी बुलंद आवाज, और हिज वॉइस हैड अ कॉलिंग. तो अगर आप अभी सुनेंगे ना माही वे, तो जो शुरू में आलाप है और एक बहुत ही खूबसूरत, आप कह सकते हैं एक अलग दुनिया में ले जाती है उनकी आवाज. सो दैट्स द फर्स्ट टाइम आई एवर हर्ड हिम डूइंग अ रिकॉर्डिंग, कि ऐसे भी रिकॉर्डिंग की जाती है, कि जो उनके दिल में आ रहा था, उनको जो म्यूजिक डायरेक्टर थे वो कह रहे थे कि जो आपके जहन में आ रहा है बस गाइए. सो ही वाज क्रिएटिंग हिज ओन म्यूजिक, हिज ओन आलाप, एंड आई थिंक वो उस गाने की पहचान है. वो आलाप जैसे ही बजता है पता लगता है ये वाला गाना शुरू हो गया. एंड ही इज सच ए ब्यूटीफुल सिंगर. इनफैक्ट जब मैंने जुनून एक रियलिटी शो जीता था, तो मैंने उनका ये या अली मैंने परफॉर्म किया था. अच्छा. और इट वाज माय डेडिकेशन टू हिम. मैंने उनके जितना अच्छा तो नहीं गाया, बट मैंने उनको इतनी बारी सुना कि मैं उनके जैसा फील लेकर आ पाऊँ अपने गाने में.
इंस्पिरेशनल उनका म्यूजिक जो था, बिकॉज आपने बोला आपने भी या अली आपने गाया था, डिड ही इंस्पायर यू एज अ सिंगर?
जी बिल्कुल, क्योंकि उनकी सिंगिंग में ना एक केयरलेसनेस थी. समटाइम्स हम परफेक्शन के पीछे इतना भागते हैं कि एकदम परफेक्ट हो, सबको अच्छा लगे, लेकिन कई बार क्या होता है कि हमें चीजें भूलनी पड़ती हैं. एंड आई थिंक हिज म्यूजिक हैड दैट केयरलेसनेस, कि बस मैं बिंदास होके, बुलंद होके, एक देयर वाज अ फ्रीडम इन हिज वॉइस. वो चीज मैंने उनसे सीखी है.
बड़ी इंटरेस्टिंग बात कही आप, अगर इसे एक्सप्लेन कर पाए। आपने बोला है कि वो परफेक्शन नहीं, मगर वो बोलते हैं ना कि a lot of the artists, they're not looking for perfection. It is something which comes from within. आप क्या उसकी बात करें? आप जरा एक्सप्लेन करिए, आप ये बात जो बोली।
पता है क्या होता है, कभी कभी हमें गाना मिलता है तो हम उसके कैसे बनाएं इसको, इस सुर को और अच्छा लगा दे, लेकिन गाना दिल तक वही पहुंचता है जिसमें फीलिंग सबसे ज्यादा परफेक्ट हो। तो ताल अगर 19-20 हो जाए कोई बात नहीं, लेकिन जो फीलिंग्स है ना वो पहुंचनी चाहिए। आई थिंक उनके सभी आप गाने सुने ना तो उसमें फीलिंग्स वाज लाइक नंबर 1। वो कनेक्ट करती थी सीधा आवाज आपके दिल को। और उनके आपने इतने सारे गाने सुने हैं, नॉट जस्ट जो उनकी असमीज लैंग्वेजेस में गाए हैं, उन्होंने बाकी इतनी लैंग्वेजेस में गाए हैं। और जो हिंदी गाने हैं वो भी तलफ़्फ़ुज़ इतना साफ, एवरीथिंग वाज, इट वाज लाइक टेलर मेड फॉर हिम। जो गाने थे लगता था वाकई उनके लिए बन रहे हैं। तो ही हैड दैट पावर कि स्पेशली उनके लिए गाने क्रिएट होते थे।
जी, एंड यू एब्सोल्युटली राइट, ही वाज लाइक अ जीनियस। It's not about whether he gets the technicality, it's a voice which is coming from the soul. उनको Assam soul इसी वजह से बोला जाता है। हर्षदीप जी, before I let you go, what's your favorite? It's not going to be possible to pick one, but then I'm still going to put you in a spot because today we are going to bid farewell to Zubeen Garg. But I would like to feel and think that his legacy will live on.
याली, और एक और उनका एक गाना था जिसका नाम था रामो रामो। It was based on an Assamese folk song. तो वो भी मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगता है। So I'm really, मतलब मैं दिल से इतनी सैड हूँ कि मैं सोशल मीडिया पे आपके न्यूज चैनल पे वीडियोस देख रही हूँ, जिस तरह लोगों को इतना अफेक्ट हुआ है, लोग रो रहे हैं। ऐसा लगता है कि इट्स अ वेरी पर्सनल लॉस। मतलब ऑल्दो मेरी उनसे पर्सनल इतनी इंटरेक्शन नहीं हुई, पर मैं खुद इतने दिनों से इतनी उदास हूँ। मुझे लग रहा है कि व्हाई डिड ही गो सो अर्ली? ही हैड सो मच टू गिव टू म्यूजिक, टू द वर्ल्ड विद हिज म्यूजिक। So it feels like a very personal loss. और आपने देखा है कि जिस अमाउंट में लोग आ रहे हैं, जिन नंबर्स में लोग पहुंच रहे हैं, तो कितना उन्होंने लोगों के दिलों को हील किया होगा अपनी आवाज से।
जी बिल्कुल, absolutely. I think you've put it together very well. That look at the amount of people he would have healed with his music. Thank you so much, Harshdeep Kaur, for joining us. A singer coming out and saying he's inspired me. Let me go across to Palash Senji. He's also joining us. He needs no introduction. Palash Senji, what is the legacy that Zubeen Garg ji is going to leave behind? Bollywood में नहीं बोलूंगी, मैं बोलूंगी इंडिया में, for the world.
Because Zubeen was a singer of the masses, primarily of the soil, and I will always remember him as a fantastic guy. He's singing as a great guy. He's a lovely human being. Always thinking about everybody, always spreading his love. And the fact that he was a son of the soil,
There seems to be a bit of a problem there with your audio. Palash Sanjay, if you can just speak a bit louder.
Can you hear me now?
Yes,
hello?
Now you're loud and clear.
Okay. Yes. So I can only say Zubeen, besides being a great singer, was a great human being. And his greatest, I think, achievement was the fact that he always stayed in Assam. He stayed with his people. He was a son of the soil. And he always maintained his identity as an Assamese in a country that is trying to be always westernized. Zubeen himself was, till the end, was an Assamese. He had gone actually to Singapore to promote the northeastern culture of our country. So Zubeen has always been an inspiration to all of us. Personally, to me, he was a friend. He was somebody I looked up to because of his, not only about his singing, but the kind of man he was, his charities, his support for people, his encouragement for people, and his warm heart.
Absolutely. In fact, Palash said, I'm Assamese and I know the kind of popularity that he has managed to garner there. And it's not just because he's a powerhouse of talent, but also the kind of work that he has done for the community there, the way that he has pushed for the cultural and cultural renaissance, where many are saying of Northeast as well. He's been at the forefront of it, showcasing it across the world. So I'm well aware of that. But since you know him personally, any kind of anecdote you'd like to share with him which will give us a glimpse of the kind of person that Zubeen was?
I just remember that, we played a concert with the Euphoria, played a concert with Zubeen about 3 or 4 years back. And we were in Guwahati to play, and, he was everybody's darling, But he still insisted that I will play before Euphoria. Euphoria is our guest. Let them be the final highlight of the evening, and I was so touched by that. I've seen artists, who just want to be the finale and always be the highlight and always be the center of all attraction. But Zubeen was not that.
Yeah. Oh, that's a lovely one. That Zubeen didn't run for being the center of attention. His work, of course, spoke for itself. Pala Sensei, before I let you go, any one favorite song that you could pick of Zubeen Garg, which you feel that will resonate forever in you? Well, looks like we've lost that audio connection. We'll try and get you more such voices, because it's important on a day like this. Of course, we bid him a tearful farewell, but it's important for us to remember the kind of person that Zubeen Garg was. That he may be gone, but it is his legacy that we must celebrate today. A legacy which is continuously going to be the soul of what just not Assam, the Northeast, but what India represents. The soul of India through his voice. The kind of music which has healed hearts is something which will live on. It's important for us to remember that. You can see the visuals there of a tearful farewell. His final last rites are happening right now. That's his family members, his wife, whom he's been married to since 2002, is there, of course. You can see a glimpse of the grieving family members as well. But today, they are not alone. The whole nation mourns along with the family members of Zubeen Garg. After all, it is a loss which is going to leave a void forever in the world of music as well in the Northeast. Because remember, he was not just a singer, he was a proponent of the Northeast, of the Northeastern culture, of the Northeastern traditions as well. And he showcased it across the world. He was there in Singapore to do just that, when unfortunately he lost his life. Today, as the last rites begin, a tearful farewell that the world pays to Zubeen Garg, we must not forget that his work will live on, his music will live on, and the soul that he has shown will continue to live on. His demise, of course, has come as a huge shock. He was one of those singers who's dominated Bollywood as well and left Mumbai eventually. He expressed that he wanted to live in his own hometown. Today, he's being cremated in his own hometown, in his own state where he returned. Remember, he was living in Mumbai, working in Bollywood, but a few years back, he decided that it's time that he returns back to his own home. Let me go back to Shruti Pathak, who's joining us, a playback singer. Shruti, thank you so much for joining us. It's, of course, a very hard time for everyone at a time like this when we have to bid goodbye to Zubeen Garg. But have you had the chance to speak to him? Any anecdotes you'd like to share about him?
I think his work has always spoken for him. The kind of love that people have in their hearts for him it's incomparable, and it's such a devastating news. And the way things have turned out to be, it's really, really, disturbing. And we are all grieving along with his family and his fans. And my deepest condolences to everyone, who have so much love for him.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And as a singer, what do you think is going to be the legacy that he leaves behind? Even as we speak, we can see his wife there at the cremation site. But yes,
he has left such a mark, not just within the music industry, even in the hearts of his fans. And you have to see the visuals, the way people are grieving. And while I'm saying this and while I'm watching it in the news, I'm getting goosebumps. The kind of love that people have for him, it's tremendous. It's the legacy that he has left behind, and people are going to love him and cherish him and remember him for years to come.
Mm-hmm. And Shruti, what do you think will be the one song, if you were to pick only one song, which you feel will continue to be the soul of India, a song which will live on?
I think Ya Ali is one of my personal favorites, and I will always remember him with that song. And I'm sure in Assam and in West Bengal, people love his music, with all their hearts. And I think, for an artist to be remembered like that is just beyond beautiful.
Well, thank you so much, Shruti, for joining us and living and reliving the memories that you have of Zubeen Garg. You can see on your screen the cremation of Zubeen Garg, the soul of Assam, the voice of India. Unfortunately, after a sad, sudden demise in Singapore, you can see his family members there bidding him a final adieu. His tearful wife, with whom he's been married since 2002, it's been a long journey. She's the one who's lighting the pyre. And she's, of course, there with the rest of his family. But today, it's not just the loss of a family. It is the loss of an entire nation. You can see these visuals, which will bring tears to anyone's eyes. But also, it will give you a sense of the love, the adulation, and the respect that he gets from the entire nation. The fact that he was the soul of Assam, and the fact that today communities of Assam, every
The last rites of Zubeen Garg just about to conclude as we speak. Large gathering at Kamrup in Assam to pay homage to somebody who is considered the soul of Assam, a multi-talented musician, not just a singer, he could play multiple instruments, sang over 38,000 songs across different languages, and the entire state of Assam stands united in paying tribute to among its favorite sons. Zubeen Garg passed away at the age of 52 in Singapore, and the Chief Minister of Assam, along with Kiren Rijiju, the Parliamentary Affairs Minister, among a whole host of other dignitaries, are present at his funeral. He, of course, was born in what is Tura in Meghalaya, and then, of course, distinguished himself as a singer as well as a musician who could play multiple instruments. He sang over 30,000 songs, several live performances in different parts of the world as well. And he was in Singapore to celebrate Northeastern music, and unfortunately passed away while he was at sea. He's also been involved in multiple charitable activities as well, and activism too. And interestingly, of course, during the peak of the COVID-19 pandemic in 2021, he actually offered his residence in Guwahati to be converted into a COVID care center as well. And this was, of course, at a time when there was a shortfall of medicine, shortfall of ICU beds and ward as well as hospital beds as well. And he decided to take the initiative to convert his residence into a COVID-19 care center. He married Garima Saikia, who's a fashion designer from Golaghat in Assam, in the year 2002. And of course, he's been involved in multiple charitable activities as well. He distinguished himself in multiple languages, not just Assamese. He sang numerous Bengali songs as well, and of course, he's also renowned for having sung many popular Hindi songs, including Ya Ali as well. He sang songs for the movies, including Gaddar in 1995, also for Dil Se in 1998, Doli Saja Ke Rakhna in 98, Fiza, which came out in the year 2000, and Kaate as well in the year 2002. His Bengali singing career spanned almost 14 years, all the way from 2003 to 2017. And his breakthrough song, Ya Ali, was, of course, from the movie Gangster in the year 2006. He was also, of course, somebody who participated in Bihu festivals and functions in the state of Assam as well as elsewhere, year on year. He also, of course, distinguished himself in Nepali music as well, among other languages that he sang in. What we see are the visuals of the last rites of Zubeen Garg and his wife, Garima Saikia, in the company of some of Zubeen's associates, lit the funeral pyre just a short while ago. Now, in the build-up to this event, of course, we managed to speak to a whole host of personalities, associates of Zubeen Garg, those who knew him very well, those who sang with him as well, musicians from across industries in India, who, of course, also spoke to us, paying tribute to this very fascinating personality indeed. He, in fact, began singing right from the age of 3, so his initiation into singing as well as music began very early in his life, and he learned singing from his mother and began, in fact, playing the tabla from Pandit Robin Banerjee for 11 years almost. He was also initiated into Assamese folk music by Guru Ramani Rai, and Garg also, in fact, began his compositions at a very young age as well. He lived in Assam for a lot of his youth. He lived in Bongal Pokhuri, which is a suburb 3 kilometers south of Jorhat, during his school years, and he completed his higher secondary education in science at JB College as well as Karimganj College. He eventually decided to drop out of his undergraduate education to focus entirely on his career as a musician. He's also somebody who had witnessed tragedy in his early years as well. His sister, Jonki Borthakur, passed away in a car accident in 2002 when she herself was in her early 20s. And at several of his stage shows as well as performances he would remember her and dedicate many of his songs to her life as well. And sadly, Zubeen himself has moved on almost 23 years after he lost his sister. He lost his sister when she was 25 and he died when he was 53 just earlier this month in Singapore. Not only did he sing in multiple songs, in fact, he's also known to have sung in as many as 40 languages as well as dialects. These include Malayalam, Marathi, Nepali, Bhojpuri, among others. We also have singer Sameer Tandon now joining us for more on what's been happening. Mr. Tandon, this is, of course, a very tragic phase that the people of Assam are going through, and, of course, fans of Zubeen Garg. How would you best remember Zubeen?
Well, first of all, I've not been able to process this news because it's absolutely impossible for us, to be able to even figure out that something like this could have happened to a man who was the king. Overall, he had an empire, and I was extremely close to him for the last 2 decades. And I always was in awe and reverence for what all he did in Assam, apart from, of course, being a musical legend that he was. Every time I went to Guwahati to do a concert with him, he would surprise me because I remember, the last concert, just pre-COVID, I did 5 back-to-back concerts with him across Assam, and there were 10,000 people expected, but actually 20,000 people landed up. I remember the way he climbed on the speakers, and, उनका एक सुर नहीं हिलता था कभी भी, as they say, कि वो कुछ भी acrobat कर ले, but सुर हमेशा स्थिर रहता था. I have fond memories of him taking me to the Kamakhya temple, of him driving me to Shillong, of him taking me to caves, and since I'm a vegetarian, getting vegetarian meals cooked for me in the caves somewhere where in the hills and stuff. So, most importantly, I remember what he did for people during COVID, where he opened up his own mansion. He got a lot of people.
We had a problem there with Mr. Sameer Tandon's phone line, but we also have singer Shibani Kashyap joining us. Shibani ji, you did post something on the social media not too long ago, and something that you shared in another interview as well, and you said that Zubeen Garg was proud of the region he came from, which was Assam. He was proud of his music and roots. I wish Bollywood had embraced him and his voice more. His was a unique, intense and expressive voice. What are some of your fondest memories of Zubeen, ma'am?
Hi, good afternoon. I had met Zubeen Garg, when, like many years back, actually, when he had just come to Bombay. He was with his first trip with Bombay, where he had, his song Yali had become a huge hit. And I had also just kind of moved to Bombay that time, and we were paired in a song together for a film. And we met for the very first time in a studio at Ranjit Bairod's studio. And I was absolutely bowled over by his intensity as a musician, as an artist, as a human being. Him with his guitar all the time, and I got to speak with him, converse with him, and he was a true rock star, an artist, a messenger of causes through his music. I completely related to him, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is a rare person. And he was talking about Assam all the time, about the culture, about the food, about the place, about the music there. And I was like, oh my gosh, I have to go to Assam. This is like almost 15, 16 years ago, and I was like, wow, he is so proud of his origin, which is so rare for an artist, He really was proud of where he belonged to, So that's something which really impacted me, and I was so, as I said, I was in absolute admiration.
And Ms. Kashyap, just as a follow-up to that, there's a very unfortunate and a preconceived bias that a lot of people in India have, that you've really made it only if you've made it in Bollywood. But that's so not true. And Zubeen Garg perhaps challenged that notion on multiple occasions, did he not?
Yeah, absolutely. even though I feel that, Bollywood missed out on an amazing artist like him. He had, I think he had Ya Ali as one of his hits, but he could have actually ruled Bollywood with his songs and music. But I don't think he was so bothered. I think he was living for his own music, and he ruled with his own songs, his music, and he could sing in 40 languages. His music was about causes. His music used to tell a story,
right?
And therefore, he is being labeled as a cultural icon. Because he used to carry a lot of stories and culture through his music, which is fantastic. He was singing for the land that he belonged to.
Right, Ms. Kashyap. Thank you for sharing those memories. We also have Mr. Sameer Anjan joining us, lyricist, on the phone line. Mr. Anjan, how would you remember Zubeen Garg?
This is very big tragic और पूरा बॉलीवुड बहुत दुखी है और बहुत बड़ा नुकसान हुआ है म्यूजिक वर्ल्ड का। और ये ट्रेजेडी जिस तरह से हुई है वो ज़्यादा दुखद है, क्योंकि अभी जुबीन के काम के बारे में जो भी कहा जाए वो कम है। उन्होंने इतना अच्छा, और सबसे अच्छी बात थी कि उन्होंने बहुत अलग हट के काम किया। वो कभी भी एक जैसा काम उन्होंने नहीं किया और हर तरह का काम किया। सोशल काम भी किया, गवर्नमेंट का भी काम किया, लिटरेचर पे भी उन्होंने काम किया। एक बहुत, मैं अगर कहूँ तो एक बहुत बड़ा नुकसान है म्यूजिक वर्ल्ड का, और ये जो कमी है ये सदियों तक पूरी नहीं की जा पाएगी। और भले वो आज हमारे बीच नहीं है, और हम सब उनकी आत्मा के लिए बहुत ईश्वर से प्रार्थना करते हैं, उनके परिवार के लिए ईश्वर से प्रार्थना करते हैं कि उनको ताकत दें, और हम वो रहें या न रहें मगर उनका म्यूजिक सदियों तक लोगों की जुबान पे होगा, लोग उनको याद करते रहेंगे, क्योंकि बहुत कम वक्त में उन्होंने बहुत अच्छा काम किया है, इसके लिए वो याद किए जाएंगे। तो मैं फिर से बहुत दिल से और हृदय से ये दुख प्रकट करता हूँ कि जुबीन जी का जाना हम तमाम लोगों के लिए बहुत दुखद रहा है और हमारी इंडस्ट्री के लिए बहुत बड़ा नुकसान रहा है।
एक आखिरी सवाल समीर जी मैं आपसे पूछना चाहूंगा, आपके कोलैबोरेशन के बारे में जरा बताइएगा, किस तरह के मेमोरीज जुबीन आपके साथ छोड़ गए?
जैसा मैंने कहा कि लकली अनलकली मेरा कोई गाना उनके साथ हुआ नहीं था।
अच्छा।
मगर मेरी मुलाकात उनसे जरूर एक दो बार हुई थी, और बेहद शरीफ और डाउन टू अर्थ आदमी, जितना बड़ा उनका नाम था, उनसे जब मिला तो मुझे लगा ही नहीं उन्होंने कभी अपनी शोहरत को और अपनी पॉपुलैरिटी को अपने ऊपर आने नहीं दिया हमेशा। और जो लोकल म्यूजिक को कितनी खूबसूरती से पूरी दुनिया में उन्होंने अपने कल्चर को, अपनी भाषा को, अपने संगीत को पूरी दुनिया में फैलाया, ये इनक्रेडिबल बात है। इसका उनके जैसा कोई मुझे नहीं लगता कि अब दूसरा पैदा होगा।
बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया हमसे जुड़ने के लिए मिस्टर समीर, prominent lyricist of course, talking about his interactions with Zubeen Garg. The last rites of Zubeen Garg in Kamrup in Assam appear to have just concluded. We'll take a short break. We'll continue our coverage of this on the other side.